Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Someone on the Boston Pizza text line saying snow is coming on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know. It's that time of year within the city anyway, where I will believe it when I see it. Like, true or false, it feels like November, even into December the last few years, is you're more prone to get that 5 centimeters on the way, 10. And then like the past few days where it was, and again, I'm speaking about within the city, you'll get the 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, and then nothing materializes. Whereas January, February, they tell you 10's coming, book it. Get the shovel. Most of the time it's coming.
Yeah.
I think if anything, this has like pushed people to get their appointments made if they haven't already for winter tires and
they'd be busy.
Get that brush in the vehicle, all that kind of stuff. Like that prep that goes into getting our vehicles ready for the winter season.
Well, it looks like you're going to get about 5 centimeters on Sunday.
That's what the forecast
It'll
says.
start, I just double-checked on a couple different sites, and looks to be about the same. So it'll start Saturday overnight into Sunday.
I got a text this morning from my ex-husband who's in Edmonton, and he was like, "Do you guys got snow yet?" And I said, "No." And he sent me a photo of what it looks like there. It's like awful. It's so crazy, like the differences between provinces. And even just like outside of the city, like we've talked about, some areas have received snow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the city didn't get, what was it, Brandon area? They
southwestern
got
Manitoba all the way through Verdon. Even Portage was snow-covered yesterday, right? But
just seems like the city was spared this first bit of snow. Just it was mild. It was we got all that rain, and even it felt like it wanted to turn to snow, but it was just like we've been getting text messages, people saying the ground's too warm, and then it was just a little bit too mild for it to turn to snow. It felt like within the city, right? It was always 2, 3, 4 degrees.
Yeah.
So a lot of rain, a lot of cold rain, but no snow yet. And as Joe mentioned, the forecast saying 5 centimeters for Sunday. We'll see if that materializes. Because that forecast could obviously change in the next few days. But you're right, Kirby. I still don't have the snow brush in the vehicle. I got to go dig that out because a lot of us, it's like all of a sudden your vehicle is snow covered and you're like, oh, I got to go find. And it'll always be this one, too. Where did my wife put it, right? Because she tidies up the garage, and if I leave something, I will leave something like leaning up against a wall in the garage, she's going to put that away in a bin, in one of our compartments in the garage, and then where's my snow brush?
Some people still have it in there from last winter.
Yeah,
makes it through the summer.
I traded my vehicle in recently and got a new one, and I realized this morning that brush I forgot to take out of my old vehicle. So I traded it in. Like, it comes with a snow brush. So I hope whoever buys that vehicle, they know that comes with
I got news for you. They will be cleaning out your car.
They don't just move
and vacuum it and wash it. And
really, Joe? They don't just take it from her? And
apparently not everybody in this room knows that.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Well, then get the off Twitter and call the Bone phone.
Don't make me look up from my phone.
780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
What the hell is wrong with you people on Highway 7 or Brookside Boulevard coming off the perimeter going south? Anybody know that it's the first lane if it's open instead of just jump into the far left lane because you can't wait for the people in front of you? Are you really that freaking stupid? Man, people need to lose their driver's licenses before they kill everyone.
Yeah, people get impatient. And so what he's saying is basically when you're merging onto the perimeter, you should wait for your chance to get over to where you want to be instead of going straight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I see that all the time. I can relate to the caller.
Well, yeah, on the perimeter. In the city, people tend to just wait in the yield until they can move over 3 lanes instead of
another one.
That's the best one.
Well, sometimes it takes a little bit to make, that move.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't.
I know.
Yeah.
But I've been there.
You're supposed to start in one lane and just move your way left as gradually goes, but don't worry about it. I didn't know you did that, but
I'm self-admitting.
Yeah, no, good. That's where it starts.
Okay, well, this is good. Then you need to learn how to merge curbs. This comes up on the show all the time.
That's a great reminder,
and
Joe.
you've never told us that you don't merge properly. So
well, I can do a zipper merge quite well.
Yeah, different.
Yeah,
different
that's a different kind of merge.
different
to be
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, work at it. You'll get better. You just gotta.
honest. Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. I'm going to work on it.
Yes, you can do
Hit
it.
as many yields as you can today with more than one lane available to you.
And just keep thinking of my voice going, you could do it, Kirby. You could do it, Kirby.
I will.
Big Red, Dave, $10,000 richer after winning Who the Hell Is That yesterday.
Yes.
Morning, guys. Just wanted to touch base and send out a big congratulations to, I believe it was Dave. Who the hell is that? Way to go, buddy. Sound like a deserving guy. Nice to hear someone who really needs the money getting it. I like that. Even if I would have got the call, which I really sincerely doubt I ever would have got the call, I was not even anywhere close to thinking of Mark Messier. But anyways, good for you, buddy. Heading to work right now. Our buses were canceled today out here in rural Manitoba. We got hit pretty hard.
This is yesterday.
And so I'm taking the back roads in because our highways are all closed. And the back roads are no screaming hell either. I've been pushing snow most of the way with my four-wheel drive truck. And I heard you guys there in Winnipeg didn't get much of anything yet so far. Anyways, just want to touch base. Have a great week, everyone. Rock on, big and out.
All right.
No, we're as green as it looks in the produce department at most grocery stores where they sit the
nothing.
fruit down.
Absolutely nothing. Karen with a Y. And look, it's Karen, we love you, but the quality of this call isn't fantastic. But I believe she's wondering why she can't get through on the text line.
Hey guys, it's Karen with a Y. Anywho, I have me and a couple people that cannot get a hold through, or cannot get through to the Boston phone. We're getting the number right, both of us are, and we can't get through. We're wondering what's going on here. So, could you please give me an answer? That'd be really appreciated. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Happy holidays.
Thank you very much, Karen with a Y. Curbs, if someone wants to text, let's just pretend they're new to the show and they want to start a texting relationship with us, maybe lay that out.
So normally you would put like a 204 in front of it, but all you text is the number 762 555. And you can put us in your contacts. You can text us anytime. Once you're in on the Boston Pizza text line, you're good to go.
762-555.
Will you get a kickback from us saying which station in the company do you want to text with?
If you're a first-time texter,
Yes, that's what
usually, you'll get a list of Rogers radio stations, and it will say city, and then you'll select that number there.
Okay, there. So hopefully that helps, Karen with a Y, and anybody else who wants to send us a text message. Rodney, we've been getting text messages and phone calls from people who were at the Grey Cup.
What's up, BJK? What's up, Winnipeg? Sir Rodney, back from Vancouver where we attended the Grey Cup. Yeah, it was bad. I had a good cry, but starting 0-4 and still making it to the Cup, we consider that a win. It was a bad game. Get over it. We're not all going to win them all. We'll move on to next year, and we'll try it again at home this time. Sir Rodney is out.
Yeah, get back on the horse.
I did not have a clue at how much royalty was out at the Grey Cup. Prince Harry was there, Sir Rodney. That's amazing.
And a good positive attitude from
Yes.
Sir Rodney. I like it. Okay, let's wrap up with Guilty. And he wants to touch on something I mentioned the other day. It's come up on the show a few different times. The reason I don't sleep naked pertaining to the fact that if there's ever an intruder, I don't want to have to fight naked. And Guilty is blown away by this.
Silly, come on. You don't sleep in the nude just in case a home intruder comes in. You're thinking like ahead, in that regard?
Yeah.
Man, I know you live in Transcoma and Transcoma and everything else, and right? But it's come on, man. I sleep in the nude for a reason, so I scare the out of the guy or whatever. I don't think of girls breaking in. Over 15.
Guilty sleeps naked. So now we know that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You learned something new on the program.
That's good. I'm glad we know.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
People mentioning on the Boston Pizza text line that Kirby, in addition to being an advocate for merging or safe driving, I guess she's not an advocate for merging. She needs to learn how to do it. That's a
I'm
revelation.
working on it, yes.
Revelation this morning.
Nobody more concerned than the drivers instructors of Manitoba.
Yeah. Yeah. So someone also says she's also an advocate for cyclists, even though she doesn't ride a bike, which is amazing. Like you're now an advocate for safe driving and preparing for winter driving, even though you don't know how to merge.
I seem to be able to advocate for things that I'm not, good at.
Mm-hmm. Things that you don't have a working knowledge of. Is that, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you jump
well,
right.
it's very fair. Like, I don't know a lot about cycling, but I just feel bad for the cyclists.
Like, I've met cycling advocates. They ride everywhere. We all know that person. They've got the bike at work. They got the kick-ass bike helmet. They're the ones that are usually advocates. Kirby.
Maybe that's the wrong word for you then, Curbs. Maybe,
well, no, because I advocate for the cyclists.
No, I was going to say you're more of a sympathizer than you are an advocate.
Yeah.
An advocate is pretty passionate and someone that's usually involved with the group. You know what I'm saying?
I rode a bike in
Winnipeg Beach.
Winnipeg Beach this summer,
On
okay?
the boardwalk.
Oh,
on the boardwalk.
I never have to go back to Winnipeg Beach because you treated Phil and Phil camped there this year too.
I camp there every summer.
Like we've never heard of the place or been there before, but
You should see it there. There's a boardwalk and water and the beach. And
restaurants.
Don't remind me. It's so nice out there. But yes, I also, like Rachel pointed out, or Rochelle, sorry, first aid. That's something I'm very passionate about,
You
too.
are, but you actually know something about first aid. You are out of the three of us in this room. You're the most recent with your first aid training.
Yeah, so that also falls under my hat.
Someone says Kirby could never go to Minneapolis or drive the 401. She'd get run over. Yeah,
That's true.
Those thoroughfares, man, they're moving fast. You got to know what your exit ramp is. You cannot mess around.
I know. It's quite terrifying.
Okay, so
To be honest, I don't think I ever want to get into a vehicle.
With me?
with Kirby?
No. Have you
Joe?
noticed I've always offered to drive when it comes to you and
I
I?
was gonna say, why
No.
don't you come and check out my new vehicle?
no,
I'll take you for a little ride.
I love your new vehicle and I'd love to see it, but we don't have to go for a ride. I know what a Toyota RAV4 feels like. I do.
if you drive,
Wow.
if your driving is
No, I-
anything like you're parking,
Yeah.
Like, listen here, okay?
Listen.
I feel
Listen, I am not the one that drove on the rim of a vehicle without a tire.
well.
point.
Now I know to do a little walk around before driving anywhere.
It's not a rental. Like you don't have to sign off. No, but yes, they do say to take a. But you should have noticed while you were in the car
I
that
should
something
have.
was
Yes.
wrong with
There's
the tire.
a lot of things that I should have, could have done.
Sparks.
So
The sparks were
understand.
key.
Understand. Listen, it's hard for some people to get in the passenger side of anybody's vehicle. My wife doesn't like driving with me.
You don't seem like the type of person to be a passenger much.
No, so I'll drive you everywhere
neither.
you need to go before I'm going to let you drive me. That's all.
even
I think that's
Phil,
fair.
would you get in a vehicle with me?
coming up after 7 o'clock this morning.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Motley Crue Week. How many times off air have I said, man, Motley Crue Week? This is right. Right? I'm enjoying
Like
this.
a lot.
I'm enjoying it.
I think because of it, Netflix, The Dirt is back up there, the documentary
Is it
from Netflix.
trending?
It's got to be trending again. I don't know if you guys, speaking of Netflix, have heard, but there's a guy out of Florida, always Florida. His name is Ronald Blue Denton, who filed suit about Netflix, and he's starting a class action suit about the fight from Friday night. Jake
Oh,
Paul.
the fix.
and
Because
how,
it was buffering?
Oh, because of the
yeah,
buffering.
he
Okay.
claims that viewers were faced with legendary problems, including no access, streaming glitches, and buffering issues.
Yeah,
So
life is so hard.
he's suing Netflix for a breach of contract, and I think it's going to be class action. So other people are probably going to be
jumping in
to get their.
I want a piece of the pie.
So if you break
What
down,
can we get rich?
probably not. You're probably going to get $1 or something back from
I want
your
some
monthly
damages. I want a month free.
if it even happens.
Because really, though, the guy's got to listen. You pay for services.
Yes.
Now, this wasn't one of those pay-per-views where it was $79.99 or $99.99.
No.
But still, you pay a subscription fee.
Yep.
Yeah. I was reading, sorry, Joe. I was reading that so Netflix did do something similar to the fights for one of their reality dating TV shows.
Love Island.
Yes. And the same thing happened, the buffering situation, okay? So then it happened again with the fights, and the fights were mainly to kind of test the waters for the NFL situation on Christmas Day.
Yes.
Boy, don't mess
so
with that.
that is going to be their
Figure it out.
focus come December, like when that day of football goes down and also Beyonce plays the halftime show.
Oh,
They're going to want to stream that live and hopefully not have the same issue.
that commercial with her in the laundromat.
I've never wanted to do laundry more.
The Levi's commercial.
Yeah, is that what it's for?
Those jeans.
Couldn't
Listen,
tell you what it's for.
I'll tell you right now, though. I buy some of that, Curbs, but a company like Netflix isn't going to be, quote, testing on the biggest live event they've ever tried. They had to run some kind of deal before that to make sure they test the waters. Do you know what I mean? So if they're getting sued by this guy, the funny part to me was the guy uses his nickname in the lawsuit, Ronald, quote, Blue Denton, so we don't mistake him with Ronald Denton.
Some people might know him just as Blue.
But what I'm saying is, yes, they've got to deal with the NFL. They've got live wrestling starting in January with the WWE in Canada. I'm just saying they didn't go in there to this fight and going, oh, I hope the buffering in that works. That's all I'm saying. They've hired the top-end people to make that event happen. If there actually is a breach of contract, it should be for the fight itself. We should be suing for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway,
but after,
the NFL is going to be a game changer for them come December. And Beyonce, of course, is playing because she's from Houston.
Right.
And they're playing in Houston.
But after that mess, the morning after, one of the first phone calls would have been from Roger Goodell or somebody with the NFL going, hey, wait a minute. You better sort this out.
Yeah.
You had better sort this out before, what is it, Christmas Day?
No, 100%. That happened for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I still like to know who won on Love Island.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Wow, this is cool. On the phone right now with a guy, no big deal. 19 seasons in the NHL, almost 1,400 games, jersey retired by the Vancouver Canucks, won a couple of Memorial Cups. All right, that's probably enough. Trevor Linden, man, that just hearing that must make you smile.
Super thankful for the time I had. It was a great ride.
You've got another role as a leader right now, and I think it's going to be important for all us guys across this country and Canadians and Canadian men's health. But you are one of the leading supporters of Prairie Naturals, and we got these great packages sent to us, Trevor. It's amazing what you guys have put together, and I think the most impressive part to a guy in his 50s is the fact that you cover all demographics here. There's something for every young male to senior citizen male.
It goes back 10 years ago when I joined the Canadian Men's Health Foundation, and then just a couple of years ago working with Prairie Naturals and their lineup of products for men. It's just an effort to get men to start to focus on their health, whether it be nutrition, fitness, activity, supplementation. And I think men typically, push that aside and think the other things are more important, like watching hockey games and playing beer league. But we all want to be able to do that stuff long into our lives. And I think the time to start taking care of yourself as a man is now, whether in your 30s or 40s or 50s, 60s, 70s. I mean, there's lots you can do to help yourself. And that's, on the Canadian Men's Health Foundation website, they have some health tip tools to kind of assess things. Prairie Naturals has got an incredible lineup of men's products that can assist in your journey. And everyone's at a different place, but I think it's important to get started now. And we all have people that rely on us, love us, care about us, and it's up to men to kind of pick up the ball and take care of themselves.
Trevor, now I'm obviously not a dude, but I do find the supplements the supplements interesting. What sets Prairie Naturals apart from other health supplement brands that are geared towards men?
Yeah, I think just the quality in which they're made. All natural products, easy to understand. My favorite is Prosforce. I'm 54, so prostate issues are an issue, and just making sure you're keeping that healthy. And men my age, you can suffer from having to go pee 5 times in the middle of the night, and that can all be helped, assisted, supplemented by a product like Crossforce. So Prairie Naturals does a great job of their men's lineup. It makes it easy to understand and can assist us in our journey.
You know what? I found the same thing, Trevor. I found it easy to understand as I was looking at what products would be best for me, and I'm a few years older than you are, but there's a few things there that can obviously add a little lift for men, too. There's a lot there that could be good for testosterone, because I'm finding as I'm getting older, even doing some limited workout stuff, it's harder to keep that muscle tone. And there's a lot of stuff here that you can blend together.
For sure. And I think that, we need to, and it's, if you're a guy out there, it's not all at once.
Right.
Small steps. Move towards more activity, think about improving your diet, think about supplementing your lifestyle with whatever you need. Testosterone, Crossforce are a couple great products. And so don't get overwhelmed is what I'm trying to say is small steps, move ahead, make small changes in all areas of your lives, and just start to pay more attention. Go to your doctor, go for a checkup, get some help. If there's something going on, ask the questions. Don't just put your head in the sand and forget about it, because I'm a guy and that's what guys do, and we got to stop that behavior.
So is there one out there, like I looked at Multiforce Men Active as an example. Would that be basically your everyday supplement for guys that maybe want to get started on this path, this journey?
For sure. And I think you look at it in three prongs. I think you look at it as your diet, your habits there, activity stuff, whether it be just getting out for some walks, connecting with a buddy, just starting that journey to keep yourself active. And then, a multi-product like that is exactly where you want to start as far as just getting those nutrients and ingredients that are going to make you, it's just going to give you what you need as a balanced supplement.
Right.
Okay, and I want to mention this. Prairie Naturals committed to giving a percentage of profits from the Men's Health Campaign to the Canadian Men's Health Foundation to help further education and awareness. I think that's really cool, Trevor.
Yeah, like I said, I've worked with the Canadian Men's Health Foundation for almost 11 years now, and it's an amazing group. And check out their website. It's really helpful. There's a lot of health tools there that you can kind of self-diagnose, get an idea of where you're at. If you've got some issues, learn about it. Just understand where to go if you've got some problems. And the fact that Prairie Naturals is giving back and making a difference there. It's a great partnership. I'm super proud to be a part of the Prairie Naturals family, and the fact that they're making a difference in Canadian men's lives through the Canadian Men's Health Foundation is really cool.
I think we want to thank our friends at Vita Health here in Manitoba as well for not only providing the product, but setting this up with us. And Trevor, you've been a class act your entire career on and off the ice, so thank you for your help.
Awesome, guys. Vita Health has 6 locations in Manitoba, and go Jets.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I love that.
Hey.
How about those Winnipeg Jets?
Oh. Okay, since you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of the start?
What do you think? Are we for real?
I mean, I'm a big Kevin Cheveldayoff fan. He's a friend of mine, and I've always rooted for the Jets since they came back to Winnipeg, which is such a great story. It's such a great hockey town. I have incredible memories of playing there in the early 90s when we had those playoff battles in the old Winnipeg Arena with the Thomas Steens and the Tamo Solanis and the Phil Housleys. And so it's great to see them off to a good start. And, sports is one of those things. It's the best reality show going, is you never know what's going to happen. They've got a good thing going right now, the Jets, and hopefully they can keep it going. But it's fun. I mean, they've got great goaltender. They've got an offense that can clearly score, and they've got good chemistry. So super fun. I always root for the Jets. So my Winnipeg friends, let's go Jets.
Hey, look us up when you come to town if you get through here anytime soon.
Yeah.
For sure. Awesome, guys. Be well. Thanks for having me.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Very cool matchup today. You know, on the heels of the debacle that was Tyson versus Jake Paul, on this day in 1976, the original Rocky movie was released.
Still remember going to the theater to see it.
For the original
Yeah, I was.
Wow.
That was one of my first movies.
Is that the one that I watched for the Not So New movie review?
Yeah, the original.
Okay.
Yeah, a little slow moving, obviously, back in those days. But the story, I mean, is one of the greatest underdog stories of all time, right?
Yeah.
Gets the girl, gets the fight of his life, doesn't win the fight, but makes an impression and gets a rematch.
Becomes a hero.
Yep.
Adrian.
Yes.
Hey, yo, Adrian, how you doing, you know?
So you watched the original Rocky, Kirby, for Not So New movie review? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't think you did. You watched the original Rambo.
Oh, maybe that's
I don't ever
it.
remember.
Oh.
I don't think you've done a Rambo or a Rocky movie for Not So New.
I think I've seen Rocky in my lifetime then.
One of the Rockies.
Yeah.
The Adrian one. Like, I vividly
Adrian's-
remember that part.
He
Adrian's
dates
in all
her
of
in the
them.
first one, ends up marrying her.
well,
and then-
the one that where he's like, Adrian.
That's at the end of the first one. where
Okay, then
he's
that's the one that I saw.
beaten to a pulp, and he's just, yo, Adrian. He keeps yelling her name at the arena.
But he's done the Adrian thing in a couple of
Yes,
movies.
yes.
Because
Okay.
I feel like in either Rocky 3 or 4, after he wins, he's like, oh, Adrian, he's all beat up
Yes.
in the ring. And so you could have seen any Rocky movie and heard him go,
Well, you know.
Did you see him taking her skating? Remember?
No, I don't think I remember
Don't you remember
any
that?
skating
Inside the rink?
parts. No.
okay,
Great movies.
Our listeners always know. I don't think you've done a Rocky movie for Not So New. That doesn't mean you haven't seen one of them. It
Right.
sounds like you've seen one of them. Okay, to celebrate the Rocky franchise this morning, and we chatted off air about how to do this for Throwdown Thursday. We came up with Rocky bad guys, or opponents of Rocky, putting them against each other.
The reason we took Apollo Creed out of the mix was because they became friends, right?
And
Epic battles.
Right. So it just, that didn't really fit. So we're going Clubber Lang from Rocky 3, Mr. T,
Yep.
versus Ivan Drago from Rocky 4, Dolph Lundgren.
Yep.
What if those two ever fought?
Hey, how you doing? What do you think?
I don't even know. I'm going to need a moment to figure that out.
I don't know if you'll have a... I don't know.
I don't know if I have an
This is a
opinion on
tough
this
one.
one. Can I just tap out on this one?
Sure.
It's a little above my pay grade.
Throw in the white towel.
Okay.
Throw in the towel, Kirby.
Throw in the towel. Adrian.
That's it. That's all you need to know. It's a great impersonation.
Okay, so you guys go. I'm gonna post this on our Facebook.
I'm interested
page.
to see who you like there, Phil.
Man, is this tough. I got to go Drago. Drago, he was all juiced up and sure, that's illegal. But apparently in the Rocky franchise, they weren't testing, and he was a huge man, and he beat the snot. He killed Apollo in the ring, and then he beat on Rocky, and then Rocky had the big comeback in that fight like he always does. But Mr. T's just smaller than, like Dolph would, Drago would have the reach on Clubber Lang.
I think growing up watching that franchise and loving it, Clubber Lang came at a time, great name, by the way.
Yeah.
Clubber Lang was a great boxing
That
name.
is something.
But Hulk Hogan was in that movie too as Thunder Lips. So it was one of those Rocky movies
I'm sorry,
where
what? Thunder Lips.
yeah. It was one of
What?
those movies where things had become a circus, right? He was
Yeah.
the champ, and Clubber Lang was obviously a killer, a beast.
Yeah.
But to me, that whole U.S.-Russian angle that was so much part of wrestling growing up too, right? And it was like the Cold War kind of situation between the U.S. and Russia. I thought that made Drago even a bigger villain. And then that was the key. He killed Apollo. And now Rocky has to come back because of his friend's
Revenge.
death.
Yeah.
And that, to me, put Ivan Drago 100% over Clubber Lang.
So you in a fight, Clubber Lang versus Drago, you're taking Drago?
Yeah, and also Rocky looks so much smaller against Drago. So Drago was the best villain to me.
There's a great scene right before the Clubber Lang Rocky fight where Apollo Creed's in the ring and he's shaking their hands before the little pomp and circumstance, and he goes to shake Mr. T's Clubber Lang's hand, and Clubber Lang's like, "Get out of here, you washed up fool."
Yeah.
Wow.
Great acting, because he's never used the word fool in any other thing he's been in.
So good. Okay, so Joe and I both have Drago. Weigh in on the Boston Pizza text line, or Kirby's about to put it up at the Facebook page. Okay, Kirby, give us the Adrian one more time as we go out here.
Adrian.
So good.
That's a little aggressive.
That is not at all a good impression.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby's completely useless question.
Useless with a capital Y.
So useless.
Brought to you by Midtown Ford.
Tickets up for grabs this morning for Ram Motorsports Canada Life Center Friday, January 31st, and Saturday, 2 shows, February 1st, 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. This is awesome when Ram Motorsports rolls into town.
Tickets, go on sale tomorrow. So the pre-sale is out there today if you want to buy your tickets early, or you win them right now. Here is the question, and believe it or not, it kind of plays into Kirby getting her new vehicle. And the backstory on the new vehicle was because her roadside assistant
ran out,
so she thought she needed a new vehicle.
I just figured it'd be the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, instead of just renewing. Anyway, there's a salesperson out there that's very happy with you this morning, Stone.
Yeah.
Good for the economy.
I thought this was interesting, though. 50% of car owners, so half of car owners that took this survey, feel like they can do this repair without having to call a mechanic. What was the number one answer? 50% of car owners felt like they could do this repair without having to call a mechanic.
780 City, 780, 2484. Good morning. Do you have a guess for us?
Yes. Can I have Kirby, please?
Mm-hmm.
An oil change.
Number 2, Kirby, changing your engine oil. Way to go.
I just know a lot of people know how to do that.
Right.
Not me.
Hi, City.
Hey, it's Donnie 2 times.
Donnie,
Hey,
2 times. What do you got for us for the first time today, Donnie?
How about Philly for a guess?
Okay. I'm going to say, so you said oil change, Kirby. I'll go tire repair. Something to, like, change a tire.
Number 3.
Sorry about that, bro.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are great answers.
Yeah, very common that people will do that themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
780 City, good morning.
Is it changing out headlights or taillights?
Let me see here. Number 6, installing new light bulbs. Boom. We're picking apart this list. I've got the top 8 answers. For some reason, only 8.
780 City, good morning.
Morning. How about change our spark plugs?
That is number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Spark plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
I couldn't do it.
In this room, none of us are doing any of these except for the I'll change a tire. But other than that, hello, City.
Good morning, BJK.
Hey, Dennis the Menace. I think this is you. I recognize the voice.
Sure is.
Oh, right.
What do you got for us, Dennis?
Well, I had 2 possibilities, and someone took mine of the headlight, so I'm going to go with change a belt.
Number 4, swapping out the engine belt. Good for you.
Wow.
The only belt
So
I'm
close.
changing is in the house before I go out on my jeans.
Yeah, and even I'm having a hard time with that belt most days.
780 City, 780 2484 for Ram Motorsports tickets. Go ahead.
Hi. Is it changing a wiper blade?
Hello.
There it is.
Changing the windshield wiper blades. Yes. 50% of car owners feel like, yep, they can do that one themselves without having to call a mechanic.
Is the carbon filter on there? Because they're always on my case for
That was number 8, swapping out that air filter. They're always on her case.
Well, they always tell me when I bring it in, they say, you got to get this changed.
Well, they're just sometimes they tell you it doesn't need to be. Like,
yeah,
for
they
example,
do, yes.
you go to Superloop, they'll tell you, hey, it doesn't need to be changed right now. They're honest.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. You'll see the wiper blades, people in the parking lot of Canadian Tire doing it. Because once they go, they go. And if it's raining or it's winter, you got to get them changed.
And they usually go after that first freeze because how are you going to get rid of that ice? You got to spray and go until they're worn out.
They're stuck to the windshield.
Yes.
Who's this?
This is Melissa.
Melissa.
Way to go.
Hang on the line.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Temperature's a lot better in here today. 92.1
I'd say
City.
so.
Winnipeg's Rock Station. Philly Joe and Kirby. 721. If you listen to the podcast, PJK podcast, we were chatting yesterday in the extra, which is, conversations that don't necessarily make it to the air. So off air, we were talking about our new studios here on Scurfield and how it's beautiful, and the engineers have done such a great job. But there was some issues with the temperature in the studio.
Yep.
And Joe had a great conversation with some form of engineer yesterday, who we didn't get his name. He seemed like a great guy.
I believe he worked for a heating cooling company.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he's not a staff member.
Not a staff member here. He's an outsider helping us out.
An outsider.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, you chatted with him, and he mentioned that he's on it. Basically, he's going to talk to some people and get it sorted out.
Improvements.
And this morning, man, I'll tell you what. There's some business that's been done in here since we've been gone in the last 24 hours. Not even 24 hours.
I'll tell you right now, it was so weird in here that Thermea could have sent their consultants in here to figure out about a hot room and a cold room all in the same room.
Yeah.
Instead of the pools, the hot and cold pools, right? The plunge.
We could have done like a full-on heating circle situation here. Like we should have just had towels in the corner, like a basket of towels to just be able to sit around it, because I was almost ill yesterday.
See, I don't know. Was it really that bad that you were getting ill? Or is that a little bit of an exaggeration?
Listen, like I don't think you understand. There's also computers that sit right in front of me, Phil. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then they radiate heat.
I have computers.
Nobody's business.
I have 3 computers in front of me.
Okay, I don't know how many towers are down there.
I think some of it might have been the pleather jacket over the sweater.
Well, I'm wearing
over
leather
the
pants
shirt.
today, and it's
that's a good
pants.
Move.
That's a good move.
No wonder you're hot.
2 weeks ago, she was wearing sandals with super holes in her jeans.
I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to understand how to dress for the conditions in this room.
You have to layer. There's no doubt about it. But you were complaining about the heat while you were wearing like a wool shacket 2 days ago and a pleather jacket.
I felt like I was cutting weight. Like I felt like I was in one of those.
You do have a wide range of outfits that make it hard for our engineers to get the heat adjusted in here. So like first it was the shacket, and then you had what we think was lingerie, but you
under a pleather jacket. But what I'm saying is,
it was a tank top.
The average person,
the
average person would actually remove the outer layers of clothing, then see what the temperature is like before complaining. But you were complaining about the heat while you were wearing all this stuff. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, all I'm hearing is I complain. Okay, that's all I'm taking.
Well, no,
away.
I'm gonna back you. I'm gonna back you. All 3 of us were talking about the heat in here, and it clearly got to somebody because we had people in here yesterday. And look what's been done. There's a hole in the ceiling this morning, and we have
a vac system up there moving air. I don't know, like a humidifier.
Awesome.
No, it blows air, which actually I'm not mad about because like I could totally use that for like the blowing hair effect for when I take selfies.
Okay, that's not why they did the work in this room.
I'm just saying it could also operate as that.
No, not at all. It is much cooler in here today. The temperature is better.
I'm not backing you on selfies. You know that.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.